We give you the facts, it's not what you think. Popeye Newsling, Young King, 1 yard, bless.
Good morning, Popeye. Grandma watch Popeyes every morning and every night.
What am I think? What am I think? You're listening to Popeye News Links. This is the Admiral Tibet who I represent, and remember, the time is so serious, cantankerous and dangerous. This is Popeye News Links.
Yeah, watch Popeyes, mama. Where I watch?
Popeye.
Greetings viewers and subscribers. So do remember to join us again tomorrow morning, Tuesday, March 31, starting at 6:45 Jamaica time for the PNL morning show. We are going to be reading articles from the newspapers that affects Jamaica and Jamaicans. We are also going to be giving you our unbiased views on topical issues. We are also going to be sharing some security tips. We'll also be sending your birthday greetings. That's tomorrow morning, Tuesday, March 31. We are going to be starting at 6:45 Jamaica time. That's 7:45 in some sections of the United States and Canada, 11:45 in London, England, and 12:45 in some parts of Europe. Don't miss it. In today's journey, we have left Savannah Lamar and we are now at Frome in the parish of Westmoreland. We're heading to Lucy in the parish of Hanover. Continue to sit back, continue to relax, and continue to enjoy this journey with me. Now, this is our second news video for today. If you missed the earlier video, I implore you to go back and watch it. In this report, detectives in Hanover, they've arrested and charged a 17-year-old guy for the offense of simple larceny. His name is Omarion Wright, but he's popularly known as Kunku or Roundhead. He's living at Middlesex District in the parish of Hanover now. This is what we are learning. Kunku is living with his mother and Kunku is not working. A few weeks ago, Kunku, he rode home on a brand new Cabra motorcycle. Kunku's mother asked him about it and he told his mother that the bike was his. Kunku's mother, she became concerned because Kunku him now work. As a result, she went to her bank in Lucy and requested a bank statement. The bank statement, it revealed that since mid-February, a total of 800,000 Jamaican dollars was withdrawn from her bank account via ATM over a short period of time. A report was made to the police and the police, they commenced investigations. This investigation revealed that Kunku, he went into his mother's handbag and him thief her bank card. Kunku and one of his friends, they then went to the ATM and over a few days, they withdrew the 800,000 Jamaican dollars. They purchased the motorcycle for 190,000 Jamaican dollars and them floss off the next 600,000 Jamaican dollars. Rum special, morning, noon and night. Kunku, he was picked up by the police and when he was questioned by them, he confessed. He gave the police a caution statement telling them everything. He was charged, so he'll be facing the courts shortly. Boy, may I tell you. In this report, last night, Sunday, March 29, about a few minutes to 7 o'clock, a taxi driver in his early 50s, he plied the route and drove it to Montego Bay. He had left to Montego Bay with 3 female passengers in the Voxy, 53, 47 and 32 years old. On reaching the Leyte crossing at Anchovy, the driver, he picked up a male passenger. On reaching the Reading stoplight, the male passenger, he pulled a gun and ordered the driver to drive to Carriage Hall. He robbed the driver of 25,000 Jamaican dollars in cash and his blue Samsung A4 cell phone. He also robbed the 3 females of cash amounting to over 25,000 Jamaican dollars and 100 United States dollars. He then ordered the females out of the vehicle and instructed the driver to drive further into Carriage Hall. The driver, he complied, and on reaching a section of the roadway, the hoodlum, he ordered the driver to stop and come out at the Voxy. The driver, he quickly grabbed the keys from the bus and he ran off in the dark. The hoodlum, he then jumped out of the Voxy and made good his escape. The driver, he later retrieved the bus, drove off and picked up the 3 females. Investigations are continuing. In this next report, detectives in Westmoreland, they've arrested and charged a 35-year-old guy for possession of a firearm with intent to injure, assault at common law, assault occasioning bodily harm, and malicious destruction of property. His name is Bryan Webster, but he's popularly known as Beefy. Beefy is a 35-year-old welder and he's living at Campbellton in the Petersfield area of Westmoreland. The allegation is that on Wednesday morning, March 5, about 7 o'clock, a 71-year-old man, he was at his home at Campbellton when Beefy went there. It is reported that Beefy, he accused the man of finding his 5,000 Jamaican dollars. An argument developed and it is said that Beefy, he began hurling stones at the man, damaging one of the windows on his house. Stones also hit the man on his left hand and the right side of his face. It is also alleged that Beefy, he used the hammer to break the padlock of the man's veranda grill and pointed a gun at the man. He managed to run inside his house. Beefy, he then made good his escape on foot in the area. A report was made to the police and on Friday, March 27, the police, they carried out a raid and Beefy, he was picked up at his home. He was charged, so he'll be facing the courts shortly. Over in St. Elizabeth, a guy named Amar Henry, he was riding a motorcycle early this morning, Monday, March 30, about 3 o'clock along Thompson Road in the Silo area of St. Elizabeth when he met in an accident and he died as a result. The Silo police are investigating. This one, it took place early yesterday morning, Sunday, March 29, about 2:30. It took place along the Namprel Road, main road, down that slope like you're heading towards Sheffield and approaching the Negril Hills Golf Club in Westmoreland. Reports are that a 31-year-old guy named Nigel Kirlew, he was living at Moreland Hill in the Little London police area of Westmoreland. Nigel, he was riding a blue 2017 Cobra CG 150 motorcycle with a 17-year-old male pillion on the back. They were descending down the slope and negotiating a right-hand curve when, from all indication, Nigel, he lost control of the bike. As a result, the bike, it fell on its right side and slid before exiting the left road edge when you are facing Sheffield direction. The bike, it slid across the left soft shoulder on the grass verge and it collided into some concrete and PVC perimeter fence posts. The bike, it then flipped and slid, then came to a stop on the edge of the said left soft shoulder and grass verge. During that time, the bike rider, Nigel, and the pillion, they were thrown from the bike. Nigel, who was not wearing any protective helmet, he received head injuries. The pillion, who was not wearing any helmet either, he received minor cuts and bruises to his hands, his upper body and his feet. They were transported to the Savanna Hospital where Nigel, he was pronounced DEAD. The pillion, he was treated and subsequently released. Sad indeed. And talking about sad indeed, in this next report, that young man on your screen, his name is Delano Dale Johnson. He was a 23-year-old bartender employed to Sandals South Coast and he was living at Belmont in the parish of Westmoreland. On Thursday afternoon, September 4 last year, about 2:15, Delano, he was riding a red Cobra motorcycle along the Belmont Main Road. He was heading towards White House direction. A black 2011 Toyota Nova that was being operated as a taxi, it was coming in the opposite direction. That taxi, it plied the route White House to Savannah Lamar, and it was being driven by a 66-year-old driver. A young girl and her brother, they were waiting on a taxi to go to Savannah Lamar. They couldn't get any taxi, so they decided to walk away from the crowd of persons towards a big tree where they were standing alone. The taxi driver, he was coming from White House direction, and the young girl stopped him. The young girl, she was on the right hand side of the road when you are heading towards Savannah Lamar. Without due care and attention, the driver for the Toyota Noah, he swung over to the right side of the roadway and he veered into the path of the motorcycle that Delano was riding. As a result, there was a collision. As a result of that collision, Delano, who was not wearing any protective helmet, he was thrown from the bike onto the asphalted roadway. He received serious head and bodily injuries. He died as a result. Delano, he was buried on October 25 last year. That youngster on your screen, he is Delano's brother. They are the same mother. His name is Jayquon Malcolm, but many persons called him Malcolm. He was a 17-year-old student at the McLeod High School, and he was living at Farm District in the parish of Westmoreland. Yesterday afternoon, Sunday, March 29, shortly after 12 midday, Malcolm, he was riding a white 2023 Champion motorcycle. That bike is owned by his father. Reports are that a 35-year-old man, he was driving a white 2019 Toyota Fielder motor car along the farm main road towards White House direction. On reaching a section of the said road, it is reported that the driver, he came up on the bike that Malcolm was riding. It is said that the bike, it was stationary on the left side of the roadway. It is being alleged that Malcolm, he made a sudden right turn into the path of the Toyota Fielder motor car and he collided into it. As a result of this collision, Malcolm, who was not wearing any protective helmet, he was flung from the bike onto the roadway where he received multiple injuries. A passing motorist assisted Malcolm to the Savannah Lamar Hospital where he was pronounced DEAD on arrival. Sad indeed. In this report, the Spanish Town Police, they are carrying out investigations into the murder of a guy named Oshane Bailey, but he was also known as Elder or Juki. He was 26 years old and he was living at 5B Bonanza Drive in Spanish Town in the parish of St. Catherine. Reports are that last night, Sunday, March 29, almost 10 o'clock, Juki, he was at his home when he was attacked, shot and killed by hoodlums. The Spanish Town Police, like I said, are investigating the mayhem. In this report, we're learning that yesterday afternoon, Sunday, March 29, shortly after 1 o'clock, residents, they heard gunshots being fired at the Ochi bypass in St. Anne. When the smoke was clear and persons went and made checks, they saw the lifeless body of a guy who they did not know before lying on his back in a pool of blood. He was shirtless and he was dressed in a blue jean shorts. He was barefooted. The police, they were called, and when they inspected this guy, he had received gunshot wounds to his upper body. He died on the spot. This guy, he was later identified as Shakir Yakini Douglas. He was 31 years old and he was living at 3 Henley Road in the Kingston 11 area. We are learning that when the police processed this crime scene, a total of 8 spent shells were recovered from the scene. The mayhem. So let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. Have you hit on the love button as yet? If you have not yet done so, remember to hit on it. Also, if you are over here watching our videos and you have not yet subscribed, hit on the subscribe button. As also, hit on the notification bell. Then click all, so that whenever we drop a new video, you will be one of the first to be notified. In the final report for today, on Friday, March 13, I carried a report. That man on your screen, his name is Anthony Mullings, but he was also known as Coco. Coco was a 63-year-old groundsman and he was living at Industry Cove in the Green Island Police area of Hanover. Now, we did some digging and this is what we found out. We found out that Coco, he was a rumhead. Most times you see Coco, he was drunk. Coco, he used to work at the home of a man who is from overseas. That man, he owns a property in the area where Coco, he used to work as the groundsman. Another man is also working there as the caretaker. Coco, he was last seen alive on Monday night, March 9, about 7:30. On Thursday morning, March 12, Coco's co-worker, the caretaker, he became concerned that Coco, he had not shown up for work the past 2 days, so he went to check on him. It is said that on his arrival to the house, the man, he was greeted with a foul odor. He went inside and he saw the decomposing body of Coco lying on his back. Coco was dressed in a grey t-shirt, a grey short pants and a pair of brown polo sneakers. He had a pair of bedding around his chest and his head. The police, they were called in and they processed the scene. Now, an investigation was launched to find out what was the cause of Coco's death. Well, the police, they have now classified Coco's death as a case of murder because a post-mortem examination was conducted on his body on Saturday, March 28th. The pathologist concluded that Coco, he was stabbed up and strangled. The questions are, who was it that killed Coco and why? Stand by. The mayhem continues. Blessed love, everybody.
From the hills to the town, we bring the link. Straight facts, no mix up, no gimmick, no wing. You tune in now, get the real insight. Cause Papa News Link lights in up.
Papa News Link, yeah, we tell it how it is. Jamaican vice, truth in the biz. Click it, share it, every little click count news with the vibes. And that we announce.
No gimmick, no way. You tune in now, get the real insight. Cause Papa News Link lighting up the ring.
Papa News Link, yeah, we tell it how it is. Jamaican voice, truth in the biz. Click it, share it, every little click on news with the vibes. And that we are on. Papa News Link, yeah, we tell it how it is. Jamaican voice, truth in the biz. Click it, share it, every little click on news with the vibes. And that we are on.
It's like me being she a demand out them and get it on me. You damn catch a fire me feel rated. Inna the race that rap and no fades. Why we big when we coming on me cross silence. From me hills to the town we bring the link. Straight facts, no mix up, no gimmick, no wing. You tune in now, get the real insight. Cause Papa News